Hello, I'm Barbara J. Ellis from Barbara's Urban Renewal, and I'm here today to demonstrate the art of ear candling. Ear candling has been around for many centuries, and it's still through today that it's very effective. Now, I'd like to tell you, if you're going to be doing ear candling, it would be to your discretion to have at your place an ear candling kit. For you want to have everything that you may need at your fingertips when you're going to do the ear candling. This kit comes complete with 12 or so paper plates to use as a guide to do the candling. Extra candles, extra cream, extra oil, a candle snuffer, scissors. These are ear candles. These are beeswax ear candles. They were not in the kit. That many does not come in the kit, but you can get them any way you like and have them at your disposal. Whenever you're going to do the ear candling, you will need everything that you need to use at your fingertips, and you can use cotton balls, Q-tips. Now here are a couple of small scissors, but we also have heavy-duty scissors. I find this better to cut the beeswax candles with. And here is a large box of matches that we need. Everything that you need should be right at your fingertips when you're doing the ear candling. This isn't a snuffer to snuff the candle out. That's just a great way to do it when you're extinguishing your flame. And this is ear oil. This is very popular. And remember, I said before, I've said it in the past, and I still say, never ever drop oil directly into the person's eardrum. That causes a problem, if no more than cluttering up their hearing for a short time. I drop the ear oil at the very end of the session on a cotton ball and then plug it into the person's ear, as opposed to dropping it down on the eardrum. You have everything that you think you need at your fingertips, because you're here counting this person's ear. You don't have time to run across the room. You forgot to get this or you forgot to get that. It's very important. Even if you don't buy an ear kit, get something where you can put everything that you think you may need into a container and bring it with you. Even if you bought all your supplies individually from Hobby Lobby, let's say, put them all in a container, keep them there, so when you pick it up and come over to the ear candling, you do have everything that you think you may need to do that, because you're not able to be running around. Now, have the place well aerated with air so that the person will be comfortable. If it's wintertime or if it's summertime, whatever the time, you want your person to be very comfortable. And I place a pillow between their knees, so some people get so comfortable that they may even go to sleep during the session. Now, a session for the ear candling is 2 candles per ear per session. So what we're going to do, we're going to candle the person's ear. This is the right ear. Then we're going to move over to the left ear, then back to the right, and then back to the left. So that's 2 candles per ear per session. And that's usually going to take us somewhere close to an hour. It's different for every person. It's even different what you're going to get out of the ears for each ear. Sometimes people have been in the swimming pool, or they've been in the shower and just got a lot of extra water in there, or they got extra earwax or garbage that's gotten down in their ear drum. So those are the kinds of things that we remove from there. And we also get yeast from the ears. So whatever we do is going to be a very profitable experience with the ear candling. And again, I'd like to say to you, any modality that you intend to use, be it orthodox or alternative, check first with your physician and make sure that you're on the same page, or your natural health care provider. Make sure that you are doing the things that they are taking part with in your care. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to candle each ear. We're only going to do one for point of demonstration. But first thing we're going to do is make sure that our person is very comfortable. The temperature in the room is conducive to the person that we're working with. And we're going to start with the massage. You take your middle finger and your index finger and walk up from the person's chin to their earlobe with some real good massage with those two fingers, very intense. Because now we want to clear the sinuses as well. So we're massaging this person with those two fingers. Just walk from the back of the neck, from the base to the skull, and then over to the ear with those two fingers walking very steady. Now we got that done. Always do that massage. That's very worthwhile. And now the next thing that we are going to do, we're going to make sure this person's hairline, scalp is covered with flame retardant material. Now we can get the flame retardant from our local fabric store. Just going, you don't need a lot, and I get a little extra because I don't want any accidents, so I'm going to protect the person's clothing, and their hair is also protected. Both of these fabrics are flame retardant, so we're not going to have, if we had an accident, we're not going to have an accident with their clothes or their skin. Now, never ever light the candle in the person's ear. We have fashioned this paper plate with the candle through that. See that? So now we're going to insert the candle in their ear canal after we have lit the candle. So we're going to do this. We're going to light the candle with our match from our box of matches. And you know you learn the proper way. You never light the candle with it in the person's ear. Now sometimes we let the candle just burn for people to see the smoke that comes out from under, but that smoke is going to go into the ear canal. Now what you have to do, you have to feel around to make sure you got that candle down in the person's ear canal. If I put that candle now with the plate, if it's not secured in the person's ear canal, you are going to see a lot of smoke under that plate. That only means that you need to make a new start and make sure that candle is adhered in that ear canal. That's all we need to do. And the candle will burn. We are not going to let it burn down to about the 2 inches because we're demonstrating only how to do it today. We're not going through the full candling. So, but I'm letting you see this burn. Now I'm holding, but if we got a real good insertion, that candle will stand there while you go to somebody else's ear and check them out. But that's a very useful tool, and there's no problem if you don't have it in the ear canal. You see smoke. All you have to do is position it until you don't see the smoke. The smoke is then going down the ear canal. Now the person on the other end of this candle will hear a lot of crackling and popping. That only means it's working. In the ear, when the smoke goes down the ear canal, it gathers up garbage, fungus, or some of the garbage you may see is a little of the candle debris. But that's it. Now we're going to do this. Ordinarily we let this candle burn until about 2 inches and take it out, dip it in the water, cut it open, and you and your client can see what's gathered up in the end. But this is doing the right ear, and now we will get up and flip over to the left ear. This is all we do. 2 candles in the right ear and 2 in the left, no more than 2 per session. And sometimes people have things going on that they may have 3 or 4 sessions during the course of a couple of months until they get things cleared up. And it's very, very individualized what comes out of each ear. What comes out of this ear may not be what comes out of the other, or vice versa the next time around. Know that we're not going to put any oil directly in a person's ear. We're going to try to figure the oils or ointments that the person requires. We have 3 or 4 here: garlic oil and ear oil, and we always finish up with a little hydrogen peroxide. We clean the ear up before we put the cotton ball there. Now, no more, no less. We let this candle burn. Like I'm saying, they'll hear the crackling and popping, they know it's working. And sometimes it gets occluded with wax or debris, and we just take a little chopstick and clear that out. Chinese chopstick. Now what we're going to do now, I'm going to take this candle off. We can let it burn further, but for the point of demonstration, and sniff it. We're not going to even use a new candle on the other ear. We're going to do this, take it off, and I'm going to let the client see or let you see as well. Except we may not have gotten as much as we would get if we didn't go all the way around. But this is it. Now we have massaged. We're going to massage the other as well. But I want you to look at the diagram on the screen where you're going to see the ear, the inner ear. Okay, now the next thing you'll see, we'll be doing the other ear. Okay, we'll take this up. We're going to drop this flame into the water. Now you can use a candle snuffer, or you can just use the scissors and cut it off and let the tip fall into the water that you have here. And that's it for this here. Now what we're going to do before I let her leave to the other one, I'm going to put some hydrogen peroxide here, just because I can, even though we're going to do the other one, just because we can. Okay, I'm doing with the right. You put in the flame retardant fabric. Don't ever forget your procedures. Now we're going to do the massaging with the 2 fingers, the index and pointing finger. Real dedicated massage over the sinus area all around that ear, and on the back side up to the base. This alone is very relaxing to the person, the massager. And keep it in mind the anatomy of the ear. And I bring it down the shoulder blade. Now after I've done the massage and I'm ready to light the candle, I remember the flame retardant over the person's clothes, because you don't want any damage there. You only want to do good. Now we're going to use This flame retardant fabric to protect their clothing. Now remember, the other area there is going to be protected by the paper plate. Now I have a new candle. Even though the other candle, the other ear, we use the candle. For point of reference, we did not use the full candle all the way to, but I never tried to use them over. I stopped when I cut it off, that's it. And let's see, do I have? This is the candle here that we had in the other ear. And I'm going to use the scissors and show you how you cut it open to examine what was there in the ear. Now for this, you probably need the little scissors they send in your kit. Won't hardly cut it. So I get a nice pair of professional scissors to cut that candle open, and you can actually expose it and see exactly the fungus, the wax, or whatever that was in the candle. Both you and your client can see this, and this is very impressive because once you do the ear candling for a client and they see what you got from their ear canal, they are very impressed. They see that was there and that they need to go further. So it's to your benefit to let your client see what you open up on that candle wax. Now we got this one here. Remember, we are not going to light it in the ear, so I'm going to light it here on the side, and then we'll put it to the ear. And sometimes people's anatomy is always different. So the way one candle goes into this person's ear, the next one won't make it. So it's all right for you to find out exactly the angle that it has to go in order to be in the right position to hold it. Now remember, when I put the candle in the ear canal, I lower my plate over it. So it's not a long distance between that. And I always try to hold mine, but even if you hold it, if you do not have it in there, you're going to have smoke escaping. So that tells you only that you need to reposition it, that's all, if you're seeing that. And that's it for this here. So now when we finish, we will repeat that. And all four may take you about an hour. But we'll let this burn a while. See that smoke? That means when I moved, or she moved, it came out of the ear canal. That's a very good vibrant candle. And I think that's got it. So if your person sometimes move or you move, things are going great and you look up and you see smoke, you just need to reposition your candle. If that happens again, and every now and then the person's ears are so plugged up till you have to actually do a little more massaging and break that plug because it keeps smoking, and that means it's clogged up in there. Their ears are really, and that happens a lot of times to people. So we let that candle burn, and she's hearing a lot of crackling and popping sounds. That's fantastic. That means it's working. So you have a good, vibrant flame. Everything is going in the right direction for this candling. She's going to have a great session. Now, we're going to turn her back on the other side, and we're going to finish this because I just wanted you to get the full shot of how you do the candle this way and then flip over and do the other side. That's what we do. Rotate the sides until you have done each side twice, and then that would be the end of your session. Never anymore at once. There will be people who will ask you, well, we got so much garbage, can we do 2 more? No, that's it. That's what's suggested, and that's all we know. They can come back for a different session if they want further. And sometimes, like here now, this is what we do. The candle is burning real good, so I'm going to move the candle and sniff it. Flame on it, we got all the excess off. And I'm going to put this back just to show you how when it's burning all the way, you're going to have to snip it off a couple of times because you don't want too much ash falling back on the plate.
5 o'clock p.m.
So now I showed you that, and we're going to finish this session. I'm going to sniff this off all the way. You can use your snuffer or you can flip it over into the water, whichever way is easiest for you. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to flip this right over into the water, and then we're going to sniff it open and let the client see what was up the shaft of that candle. Okay. Now I'm going to show you that we're going to put this cotton ball. First we're going to use the hydrogen peroxide and then the ear oil. Every time we finish a session, we do that. We just kind of clean it up around here with the hydrogen peroxide. Then we're going to put the ear oil on the cotton ball. Not drop it in the ear, but on the cotton ball, and that's it. And just tell them to keep the cotton ball in there for several hours, and there's nothing more needed. Now, the only other thing you would do at the very end, you would open that candle with the scissors and expose whatever was pulled up the shaft of the candle. And that's the end of this session.